You'd be bricking it, and it would be done.
She's a brick. Na na na. House. Na na
House.
na. Couldn't help it. Are we on the internet yet?
I believe we possibly
Hmm.
could be. And
Oh,
chat, it worked. Maybe we had to give it a rest. We weren't here last week. But following Cliff Note says, we are here and we are live.
Are we?
Well,
are we here?
it says we are. Worth it. Evening. Yes, live, everybody. It looks like we are. Supposedly we are. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Everybody is tuning in now. What up, BP? Hello. Welcome, everybody. Zoodad. I think it's time to shave the beard. It's really starting to itch. You guys know what I'm talking about? Nah.
Yep.
Yeah.
No idea what you're talking about.
No, he's beyond the itch. His itch is
Is it
far
just gone?
That was years ago.
What up, T-Dub? New phone? Who this? Who this? Right off the rip. Nomad says, I'm pretty happy with my 22 Tremor 6766, mostly treble free miles. I was talking about the short, in the short today. What up, Vero Beach, Florida? Gus, what up?
Iridia is the best.
I think the biggest question I get asked is, do I get the HO? Do I get the non-HO? What do I do? What do I do? I want to get the HO. Is it worth the money
Get
for
the HO.
the amount of extra power you're gonna have?
How
I
much
guess
money is it now?
it was up to like $3,500, wasn't it?
No, it was 2,000 when I did it. But if it's $3,500 now, I don't know if it's worth it.
Hmm.
Get the HO because in a couple more years there will not be an HO.
Ooh.
Therefore, it will be like the F-150 3 liters, worth more.
In a couple years, there won't be a HO. So you think they're going to drop it, or
They're
they're
gonna
all going to
drop
be HOs?
Yeah.
They're gonna drop it. They're not gonna be able to beat emissions with it. I guarantee it.
Why? Why do you say that?
Because they've got it.
2027 is going to be a new tighter whole shindig.
They gotta reduce emissions 75% from what they are now.
Oh, so
Mhm.
Is this within the realm of possibility?
It
Is
looks
it
like it.
possible to come up with another ginormous emissions reduction?
I don't know.
They're
I
already
thought they
working on
just
it.
did a pretty big emissions reduction when they came out with this truck in 23.
So they're
It is
just going to
gonna
make the trucks heavier then, so they fit into a different weight class and then put a 20-speed transmission behind it? See what I did
I
there?
don't know if that helps because as they
Cody
get
got
heavier,
it.
they just get more emissions.
Yeah, but when you get heavier, you're tiered in a different class, so you
Mhm.
have more of a tailpipe output. That's why we're not allowed to have mini trucks anymore, because they don't weigh enough.
And they're not long
Mm.
enough or wide enough.
Yep.
Interesting.
They're
That's
not
why
taking
trucks
up that real estate.
That's why trucks have gotten huge
So what?
in the
So
last
so
few
so in
years.
23, when they came out with this new emissions, wasn't that a big jump in the emissions requirements?
It was a sizable jump, yeah.
And they're
Tom's
gonna
onto it.
increase it again.
hmm
Hmm. It does burn pretty clean.
They
Well,
do.
it's
They do
gonna
considerably clean.
the
I mean,
26s are gonna be using twice the DEF because they'll have 2 DEF injectors on them.
Holy
that
Toledo.
dude, this new 23, it uses so much more DEF.
It's right in the owner's manual.
It's like a fuel source almost. Like how far when you got to keep filling it back up.
It's right in the owner's manual.
It's pretty wild.
Oh my gosh.
Scroll over to the SCR section and it tells you exactly how much fuel and DEF you'll use.
You start towing with it, oof. It
Mm.
starts to get pretty excessive.
2 to 6 gallons per 100 gallons of fuel.
Yeah. It does burn clean though.
They do. And remember back in the 6.0 days, the 7.3 days, man, you had that thing running in the shop.
Your eyes are watering.
Yeah.
Man, back of your throat's all you're like, man, something ain't right in here. Like, ugh.
Mm,
These six
This-
sevens, if you
It's
don't get the
clean.
ones that are real EGR-y, like the, the 12, 13s, just all stop just smelling like nasty funk. These new ones are not bad to be around when or if they are in a shop or you're right near them. Not like they're going to be going in a regen, sitting right next to you. But I think, yeah, definitely considerably cleaner burning. Even ones that have the emissions exempt ones, even those burn clean. They are a very, very good platform to make
Emissions.
power. To make power.
Oh yeah. I mean, if it didn't have emissions, you can definitely tell. It's kind of it don't make your eyes water, but you can feel it in your throat a little bit. If you've ever been
Sticking-
around one. Just like-
Sticking with my 0373. Now that would be the 7.3 to have the last freaking one. Dang. That would be cool.
I don't know. I would disagree. I think 97 would be the best one to have, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Last year, the OBS.
I would not want an 0360.
Ooh,
I can tell
that's
you
a
that.
nightmare.
Mhm.
I would not want that. You talk about pain in the butt.
We can
Is it
talk
just
about.
me?
monkeys.
Is it just me? Were you talking about the burning, the exhaust smell?
Mhm.
Is it just me, or does a 6.7 have a particular smell?
They do.
I think the older ones have a different smell compared to, I would say, a 20 plus.
No, I'm saying like compared to like a Silverado or a Ram. You ever notice that?
Not really around the other ones too much to.
I've noticed a different smell between every manufacturer. Like the Volkswagen smells different. Chevrolet smells different. Dodge smells different. Ford smells different.
But I do
we've
know
been
my
doing this. We've been doing this too long. When the topic of conversation is how do different diesels smell?
Well, what's
I
your
will
topic-
tell you,
what
you
should
could
the
tell a
topic be,
difference
though?
between the smell of a 6.0, 0560, a 7.3. You could blindfold me and put earplugs in my ears. I couldn't hear nothing. I'd just be like, okay,
tailpipe sniffer.
definitely no. Even
Yeah.
the OBSs had a certain smell too.
So my 11 through 16s, they do smell different than my 17 through 22s.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, that sucks.
Gotta be the cat or something.
I don't know. There is a distinct smell though. You can definitely tell.
Automatic
that-
Garage says he likes the 03 high pressure oil system better on the 06s minus the pump. Yes, minus the pump for sure. I do have one of those pumps, by the way.
Come on.
Not that I want to use one. But I do have an 04 that does not start because the customer got bad diesel and now needs all 8 injectors.
That sucks.
And
Brand new Ford long block too.
Ooh.
Speaking of ass and sniffing, who's Toyota savvy? Not moi.
Not me.
Yodas? Who's good with them Yodas?
Ray,
I mean, I'll work on them, but yeah, what's wrong with it?
I guess
pretty
we'll find out.
straightforward. they're pretty straightforward vehicles.
What up, Hammer Down? Now the smell difference between my man's Power Stroke and his Audi is amazing. The
It's
truck doesn't smell-
Audi.
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 TT.
I bet the tailpipe emissions on this truck smells different than a regular one.
Ooh, I bet it does. I bet it does.
I wish this thing would rotate.
The one thing about the DEF, man, you guys are talking about it right now, Zeke. If you tow or do a lot of work with the 6.7, that sucker just drinks DEF. I mean, drinks DEF. It's just what they do. And if you make a mess, you better clean it up. Because if you want that paint to be staying fresh, you gotta douche down that.
Does the
that,
depth damage the depth damages to paint?
Yeah, it's all corrosive, make it all nasty.
I mean, the DEF usage will be higher with higher NOx, so any kind of load, you're gonna use more DEF.
I had
Now,
to
I
do
know-
a heater and a pump today. I had DEF all over the floor. Looks
And I
like
know we have ours, except for the cab chassis, but ours is in one fuel door. Dodges. Have you guys seen the Dodges fuel fill and the DEF is smashed right up next, like, this is the hole. You got the diesel, and then you have the DEF right here.
Viking Mechanics got a 2500 Ram. It's weird looking.
Yeah.
It's
The Silverados do that too. They put the DEF fill right next to the diesel fill inside
Right,
of the
the
same
same.
cab.
Really?
They used to, yeah, the DEF used to be under the hood next to the battery on the passenger side, and then they moved it out back.
Now, when
Okay.
you were at the dealer, do you remember customers, anybody complaining specifically about, I had to pop my hood to put DEF in, this is bullshit, blah, 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 blah.
Not really. I did spill some once and didn't realize it, and they complained and brought it back because it was all crystally and nasty in the little nozzle thing or whatever. But we had plenty of them where folks put DEF in the fuel tank and they needed a fuel system in the box after that. Happened all the time.
Even though it was under the hood, they still did it.
No. When they moved the nozzle back to the fuel tank, to
That's
the
when
fuel
it started
tank door, that's when it really started.
Can you imagine having the hood to put DEF in? That'd be weird. My favorite is the D-Max under the hood. Yeah.
It keeps you from accidentally putting DEF in your tank.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, if it's not that, then you got guys. Okay, so at the shop they were doing a DEF heater sender on a 3500 Ram. And I walked up and I immediately get hit with this. Man, what the fuck is that smell, dude? What the fuck are you doing over here? And he immediately is like, oh man, have you ever seen this DEF? How it looks all white and chalky like that? I'm like, bro, that's not good. What does that smell like? He's like, oh yeah, it doesn't smell like cat poop. I'm like, no, that's petroleum. It's not good. What did he do? Well, come to find out, he was dumping fuel additive into the DEF tank. Like, oh, bro. So everything, of course, was, just all swole up. So, I mean, I much would rather you do that than have to do DEF in the fuel and it costs you 15 grand or such. Oof. Yep, a friend of mine mixed up fuel and DEF on GMC or so. He said anyway, 10K. Not good, not good. Abraham Delegado, I high idle my 2267 during these cold months for work. Okay. Why, after 20 minutes of idle, it smells like burned plastic material, something burning up. It's not coming from the exhaust. I mean, it could be the temp from high idling is getting the exhaust hot enough that it could be not in a regen, but hot enough to where it's going to start cleaning some of that soot off by itself just because of the temperature. So, I mean, unless you can isolate it, from underneath the hood or something, but I mean, any burning smell would be coming from the exhaust area.
Unless there's something on the exhaust that is in fact burning.
True.
I mean,
True,
I
true,
have
true.
I've seen DEF injectors burn up and melt.
It could be
Mm.
insulation that fell down, or it could be a trash bag that blew up into it while you were driving. And if you smell something burning, look for what's burning. It could be oil dripping on the exhaust, and that's burning off.
That's a good point too.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Sounds like a lot of what
Paulus.
ifs.
Paulus says, how do I get the my key off my key? I hit this not knowing what it was, and now I can't hear the radio without my seatbelt or go over 80. So you just set inadvertently up the my key. There is a administrative key and now the my key. So you have to go get your other key and deactivate the my key so that both keys are no longer a my key.
You have to do a key cycle though. Don't forget that.
Oh, and do
It
a key
won't.
cycle.
Yeah, it won't work till after you do a key cycle.
So, yeah. If you're listening, that's what you got to do. Did Ford finally go to a new fuel pump for 2024? Are they still on the CP4? So, that's a good question. I had just got an email and dude says we can talk about it on the live. Mr. Jim, let me just read your email. It says, Aaron, have you seen River City's Diesel's CPX? They take a CP4, pin the plungers, and reroute the inside of a CP4 to eliminate all the problems associated with the typical failures. That way, you're not replumbing the fuel system like S&S does. They are located near me and gave a tour of their facility. They say the Bosch CP4s they are getting have now already got the plungers pinned, so that problem is a non-issue for new trucks. Not sure if my 24 has pinned plungers on it, but I am curious about the direction they are going. Any thoughts? You can discuss this on tonight's live.
Still a CP4.
That is very true. I agree. I guess the pinned fuel pump, I guess hasn't been around in the field enough to see how it reacts to what we've been exposed to since 2011. 2022. It's a long time to go with the same style, same version of what we've known to have failed. 2020, I don't think the 2020 has pinned plungers. I don't think so, because I've had
Doesn't.
plenty of 21s and 20s that we've had to do fuel systems on because the little barrels have turned. I do not have another key, only one. Well, you're gonna have to get a key, cut and program a key to your truck, and then you'll have to deactivate the my key, just like we were explaining to you.
I guess only time will tell if the issues have been fixed. It's kind of hard to believe that just pinning those plungers would give it the same reliability that S&S is claiming with the DCR.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if we go out with these new trucks and they're like, hey, they don't fail no more, I guess we'll find out. They still have the aggressive lift and even probably a little bit more aggressive lift as they increase the pressures and stuff for the new trucks. So we'll find out.
Yeah, it is. It really is going to just be a matter of time. There are a lot of nice things that I like about the new trucks, but there's more not nice things that the trucks have that I would want to deal with. You know, I like the interiors, the front end still growing on me. I really like that they have a temperature sensor in the hot side charge too. I think that's another piece of information that would be good to know. And I believe in 25, they're gonna be adding, the, crankcase pressure sensor back, right, as the CCV flow exits the box. So that's gonna be kind of interesting to see, you know, how that's being measured and if we can keep an eye on that for the life of the vehicle. Not that these have filters in it, but just it's another piece of information to know. I like having stuff pulled up on my iDash, and on top of that, we have a new intercooler coming from PPE where we are now going to have different kind of flow through and difference in temperatures. I'm talking on 20, 25 degrees difference with CAC temp going into the engine. So it's going to be kind of unique to see compared to stock where we don't have an inlet sensor going to the charger fluid, a non truck. I think that would be really cool to add, but that's not in our cards for the engine parts and whatnot. What's the best thing to do with the CP4 after replacing it with the DCR? Store it, save it. You could save it. You could. Somebody out there had a fuel system go and ante up for a SNS or whatever, I guess. We have paperweight, yeah. 25 is going to be a complete mess. Tom, throw it in the scrap pile. Or you can drop it off with Gordon next time and you can add it to the bunch. I'm actually going to be using, looking at you up and talking to your exhaust, your PM sensor. I have a new tool from Promax, and I'm going to use your intersection of that stuck sensor. We're going to try to get it out using the old I'm excited to use it. You can slap it up, throw it down. Oh no. Ram was still having trouble with the pin CP4, went back to the CP3. I did not know that. Wow.
To me, it doesn't seem like just pinning those plungers would solve all the issues.
CPX, CP4, it's still the base guts are still the same. Puck, yeah. I don't know. I'd be one Puck. I love my 19250. John, you're right in my range. My favorite go-to trucks with the glass. And hey, look, what truck would you get? If you're gonna get a steel body all day, get a 15, 16. Those are good ones. My Aluma duties, 18 to 21. So those are my top fave. You got 18, 19 if you want to stay with the 6-speed. 2021s, 10-speed, some subtle changes with lighting and so forth, but those are my favorite range of trucks.
What about the 22?
I don't. 22s are okay. 22s are a crapshoot. 22s are a hybrid, so to speak, on what's to come the following year in 23 and implementing changes with the vehicle's network and over the air updates and some other stuff that's kind of in the software side of the truck, not necessarily hardware visually that you see everything. You know, it's I got the same, I got the big screen, you know, the cluster's the same. Yeah. So it's the stuff that you can't see internal that is different. And the 23s with everything with the connectivity and Sync and Big Brother and there's just too much for me going on.
You need to take off your tinfoil hat.
No, it's just the over the air updates. I don't want to be able to have my truck command any freaking updates and then I need to leave and then the truck is brick. What did we do to your TCU? What's saying that that's not going to happen when this truck just decides to update the TCU, the TCM, the PCM, and you come out to it and the wrench lights on, the doom, all these wonderful lights are now displaying saying you know that something's going on because something didn't program. I
Ever
don't
since
think.
they came out with that Ford Pass, they've been watching,
Mhm.
and it's kind of weird. It's like they lure you out here with this new technology to kind of rope you in. Like, oh, you get you a big screen, get you a Ford Pass. You start your car from anywhere.
Mhm.
The problem is anybody can start your car from anywhere and look at data and check the engine light and all kinds of stuff. But all that stuff's, handy and it's helping you out. But what if for me, I was in the middle of a snowstorm, I'm plowing snow. For some reason, my oil life monitor on my truck, it goes crazy when I'm plowing snow. It's like, dude, you got 500 miles, change the oil. Like right now, I changed the oil. It's telling me on Ford Pass, it's like you can go another 2,000 miles and you got to change the oil again, but I'm at 90%. Like it ain't letting me go far. Well, I'm in the middle of a storm and it's like, change your oil right now, change your oil right now, well, all of a sudden, Ford is getting all that data and I can't change my oil right now. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm in the middle of a snowstorm. I'm not changing my
Mhm.
oil right now. Who's to say that I didn't just void my warranty because everything is connected and now they know that I drove for 4 or 5 hours outside of my oil according to the monitor. Not even like I went 5,000 miles or whatever. You guys say, don't go over 5,000 miles. I'm like at 2,000 miles, but that monitor is saying, change it now. Stop what you're doing. Change it now. Technically speaking, they've got enough data in their computer uh, cloud network that they could void my warranty if needed for hard parts on the engine. Maybe not everything about the warranty, but like anything that oil's touching, technically they could make a pretty good claim against me.
True. True. Out of everybody who's watching right now, let's just say all 100 of you guys, I'm assuming you have a newer truck. How many of you guys are using your Ford Pass app on your phone to control some feature on your truck, whether it's open and lock the doors, looking at the location and fuel level? If you're using the Ford Pass app and it's associated with your VIN, are you using it daily? Is it something that you really need? Do you look forward to using it? Do you feel secure when you're using it? Um, I'm interested.
When it first came out, I was super excited. Like, this is so high tech. They finally did this. They could have did this so long ago. But now I'm kind of thinking
But GM does it, Dodge does it. I mean, they all do it.
they all do it. And they say like with the GM, with the OnStar, they're like, yeah, the police can take over and they can stop like a chase.
The
Like a
police
high-speed
can't,
chase.
not the police. They get on the phone with OnStar.
They
OnStar will
got to,
disable the
exactly.
vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've got to go through it. They can't directly do it, but they got to get on. Now, every manufacturer has that capability now where the authorities could contact the manufacturer and they could require that manufacturer to do whatever. And that could be 9 times out of 10, that's going to be something that helps you. Like your vehicle gets stolen and they, I don't know, locate it or stop the vehicle from being stolen somehow. Except the thieves know how to get around that. So
I don't really use my, yeah, locking doors occasionally. Maybe.
What do
I
you think
stopped using.
about what do you think about disabling all that? So it's just not there.
I would just go unplug the TCU on the back wall.
That is a option.
Done.
The vehicle's still gonna function.
Yeah, you're not going to get any warning lights or anything. Your forward pass will not work any longer. You might get a message
There's
on the infotainment saying,
there's probably some people in here watching in a certain type of, line of work, high security type of line of work where they might actually be interested in unplugging that TCU.
TCU's unplugged.
But can the new ones do that? I mean, I know the 20s can because mine got bricked, and it was like the truck was fine. You just didn't have forward pass until I got a new one. But I wonder if the 23s could just unplug the TCU and what would happen.
Well, I would think that TCU's, I mean, for the most part, got to be the same.
And try it, see what happens.
Sometimes remote start. I don't think I ever use it for remote start. The only time I find myself using it is if I don't have my keys and I see that my truck's unlocked. I'm like, oh man. Oh, I'll just use my Forward Pass app. That's really it.
What are the odds that there could be somebody at Ford that has access to the system and wanted to kind of mess around with somebody? And it's like, I'm gonna go start A-Rod's truck.
No, I doubt it.
Because on the one end, as a technician, you can see like the VIN number and like how much fuel they have. Maybe a check engine light, but but you can only see so much. Like it's weird stuff you would like as a vehicle owner, there's stuff in there that they might not know that anybody that's a technician or even a Ford employee. Like when I was at Ford, I go in there, I log in, and I can like see the same things that like a technician can see. I mean, you can't see the vehicle's location, can you?
On the newer ones, you can.
So you
My
go
buddy's got a
online.
22. You can, yeah.
So if you go online, you can see where it's at.
On the Forward Pass app, yeah.
No, not the Ford Pass app, like on the dealer.
Oh,
PTS?
no.
No, you can't see it in PTS.
You just see like the
No.
fuel and like the last time you had the oil change or something.
Yeah, tire
the
pressure.
tire pressure, def level,
Yeah.
all that shit. Mileage.
DTC.
But not the vehicle's location.
No.
Telematics control unit. I am telling you, all data is king, Mr. Muscat, Mr. Transmission. I'm getting a new one, man. Yeah.
Now, what are the odds that somebody somewhere could, in theory, control the steering wheel or the braking system of a vehicle?
Maybe on something with electric power steering.
Teslas already do that. The technology is already in the field.
All these Super Duties, 90% have electronic power steering assisting the
Yeah, that's
hydraulic.
assist. That you're not gonna use that to
Yeah, but theoretically
fully-
though, that motor could fully steer that vehicle. It has enough power to do that. More than enough. Like you could just let go of that wheel and that little knob. It'll whip that steering wheel like a robot. So I don't know if it'd be enough to like you would be fighting it. Like if you're steering and you're like, dang, I can't even turn this wheel no more. It's turning on its own.
Does that scare you?
Well,
Somebody made a good point down here, DS. I mean, talking about all the updates and stuff like that. Yeah, damn, where did it go? You're talking about your cell phone. What do you think your cell phone's doing? Everything that you're talking about, your cell phone's doing. It can listen to you even when it's off.
What up, 76, Dave?
It seems like to me that if you have Facebook on your phone, it seems like whatever you're looking at on your phone, Facebook, their software is
Ads.
able to just like it's almost like even if you're off of the app, it's able to look at everything you're looking at,
Mhm.
and you're gonna see those ads.
Instagram
Yeah.
does the same thing.
It has background permission to access your microphone.
Hmm. So it's listening
You
to
agree
you
to
all the
that in
time.
your terms of service. And so it's listening to you and
Oh,
looking
that's
for
what
an
I was.
opportunity to
You know what
market.
I was watching? I've been watching this guy on YouTube, Billy Carlson, about like ancient aliens or something, only on YouTube. And then I go on Facebook, and it was like every single post was ancient aliens. I'm sitting there thinking like, man, these people, they can see me on YouTube. If Facebook can 100% see me on YouTube, and they're like posting all this
That's
ancient alien
funny.
stuff on Facebook.
They
I'm
can
like,
see you on
man,
Pornhub too.
yeah.
Just saying. I'm just saying, man.
Yeah.
Everything. The TikTok app is worse. It logs your keystrokes on your phone even when the app is closed, so it knows what your passwords are for your bank accounts. Anything you
For
type in,
Dude,
real?
it knows your password
it
for your bank
logs your
account.
keystrokes. Yeah.
That's why I don't have TikTok.
I can't even
Well, I
look.
mean,
Dude,
I'm just saying that it's there. The
are
technology's
you guys
there.
on TikTok? Are you guys
Yeah.
on that?
I'm not.
Yeah, I have it.
Dude, for me, I don't even go on it. Like not on it as a whatever content creator. I don't even like consume content on TikTok.
See,
And
somebody's phone just started showing them Ford ads because we're talking about Fords now.
it was
I
messed
don't
up.
even have social media.
Even though I don't have
Not on
TikTok,
YouTube.
all the other social medias have copied TikTok's formula. So essentially, I'm on a similar type of like I don't like the idea of the short form content because it's like ADD for me. You keep swiping and looking at, a short clip. Well, they're all short form now, so I might as well just go on TikTok at this point.
Pre-diluted. Mm-hmm. I keep my key in a Faraday bag. It's no longer available in North Carolina or Montana. Wow. About G sounds I apologize. That's funny.
That's what VPNs are for.
I'm not allowed to buy any more vehicles. Lauren said I can't have any more because I bought that Jeep.
Well, the Chinese red car will survive.
Did you really buy that Jeep?
I really did buy that Jeep. Yeah.
I thought that was a joke video.
No, I
No.
for real bought it. Like I actually bought it. It
How
kind of
is
was a
DS
joke, but
still awake?
I really did buy it.
That's funny.
It was
He
$500.
said, it's got a hole in the floor pan so you can dump your beer out.
But you can buy the whole tub for like $2,000.
Yeah, I'm gonna strip the Jeep down and get a new tub for it and end up with a 1986 Jeep.
That was really her reaction.
Yeah,
That was
Yeah.
great. That was
yeah.
great.
She had no idea what I was doing to her when I made that video. I was just like, "Come here, look at
Straight
this cool Jeep."
trolling.
I mean, I thought it was kind of cool. Yeah, we're good. I'm just not allowed to buy any more cars until I fix that Jeep.
Aaron's got a great Silverado in his parking lot, lightly used. Don't lowball me, man. I know what I have.
I
Does any
think the Chinese car might survive the EMP if the battery's disconnected.
Hammer Down Motorsports wants to know if anybody has an EMP shield on home or vehicle.
Just go and get for your house. You want to go and get one of those. What is it, Siemens or whatever the hell it's called? Surge protector, the EMP shield. It may work on a car, but I wouldn't trust it on the house. There's a guy that goes in deep detail on that on YouTube.
What's this EMP thing you're talking about? What is that?
Electromagnetic pulse.
So how does that stop your car?
It short circuits the PCM or any
Anything with a
module.
computer board,
Anything
right?
So
electronic.
could you like what blocks it? Like lead or something or aluminum? What?
Basically, Faraday cage.
So you could make your garage.
Yes, you can
It's
make your
this right
garage a
here.
Faraday.
Right there.
You need to sheathe your garage in some type of. I mean, how much
Key.
metal do you think would need to be between that and your vehicle? Would it need to be metal? Would it need to be a certain type of metal?
It
Had
had
to be
to be
secure.
metal,
Shoot.
and it had to
Oh.
be grounded to the grounded too.
Mhm.
So it has a way to ground.
Grounded like to your electrical system?
Like
to
a
in your
earth.
rod shot down on the ground 15
Could
Like
you
inches.
to earth.
ground? Could you just earth ground rod it like one of those rods
Yes.
going into the dirt? Well, they like my garage is aluminum sheathed, like the sheathing, not the sheathing, but the siding.
Ah,
The siding's all like aluminum, and it kind of screws with the Wi-Fi a little bit, but it's not.
Whiffy.
It's the roof is not. It's a shingle roof.
Yeah, Skynet is for real.
this is the one that the dude recommends for the house.
Oh, I think I've seen that.
So that thing will protect your house without putting metal everywhere.
It'll protect your electronics inside your house that's plugged up to your house because it'll pop the breaker. But that only is one part of the protection. You need more.
I'm just gonna get an underground bunker made out of lead.
That
We'll build it with recycled wheel weights.
be nice.
I mean, people use like the metal garbage cans as Faraday cages. They just line them with rubber.
Hmm.
This one guy, he sells like a stainless steel screen material that you can put inside of like a car cover, like sew it inside the car cover and put it over your car and ground it.
Now, what about old vehicles that don't have computers? Carbureted.
Anything with points and carburetors or mechanical fuel injection will be fine.
Have you not seen the short about NASA and the like 60 vintage vehicles they have sitting in their
Oh
parking
yeah.
lot?
Mm-hmm.
If we lose all our ECUs all at once, we're done. You're not.
Oh,
It's the
yeah.
back. I
Hey,
mean,
Sean.
they're back ordered. They're back ordered, and all the ones that are in whatever storage or transport, they're all burnt out too. Like, how big can an EMP attack really be? I mean, we don't know because this is all uncharted
You would
territory.
know.
But
Hey,
is
Sean,
it like a couple miles that it hits, or does it hit like?
it depends on where they blast off the nuke. If they do it up in the atmosphere, a few hundred miles, it'll take out the whole country.
Oh my God! What?
Go
Yeah,
watch the EMP
yeah.
doctor on YouTube. I
Mhm.
promise you will be enlightened.
So the EMP is an N word.
EMP.
It's an N word though. You said the N word.
An N word?
Yeah.
No,
This dude.
electromagnetic pulse.
No, he said blast off the N word in the sky.
What?
A nuke. Yes, a nuke.
Wait, what's the
Oh.
N word? What are you
Yeah.
talking about here?
I thought we wasn't supposed to say that one.
I only know
Which
one
one?
N word we're not supposed to say.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, Diaz?
Fire
The one
truck.
Cody said he just said he said it.
What do you
I
mean,
know.
you people?
I'm not gonna say it.
Neighbors.
You
Neighbor. Y'all remember
neighbor.
Oh,
the
Yes.
South Park episode?
you're
I'm not-
lucky we can't see you right now.
If you want to learn about EMPs, go watch the EMP doctor.
So
He's the dude.
it's one of those type of things. I didn't know that it's gonna be one of them things and the EMP together.
Well, if it's blasted off in the atmosphere, it doesn't really affect us.
So it's a side effect of that.
Yes,
of
it's
thing.
a side effect.
So you blow one of those things and you're gonna get an EMP anyway.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but
Mm.
see, the
You be like,
likelihood of us,
"Bud."
the likelihood of them actually
Uh,
dropping it on a town or something is less than them doing it up in the air. Because if
You're
you do it
just
up
so
in the air,
Homer alert.
if you do it up in the air, you wipe out the country, and we're all in the dark, and we'll all end up murking ourselves because we can't live without
Nah, we're
power.
fine. Texas.
How do we go from nuclear to Pornhub and North Carolina? This is freaking atomic. Oh Christ, that's so funny. That's hilarious.
I really think the 7-3 would survive that. It's too
It
it's too
might, man.
it's too archaic to
I don't know. Don't you got like freaking valve cover gasket wires going through there to
yeah,
the glow plugs?
they go to a solenoid.
Man, I hated that. How the valve cover had like a wire harness. I did not like that, dude.
Well, International and Ford was not the only one to use it, so
Is that an issue or is that not an issue?
some of them it is.
You would think. I mean, was it going to the glow plugs
Glow plugs and injectors.
and the injectors? Oh my god.
Oh my.
Oh my god. Your blood pressure went up.
Yeah, dude, the injector. I thought it was just the glow plugs. It was a long time since I seen one of those. And they leaked oil too, all of those gaskets.
Word of
Jeez.
mine.
But I mean, yours are how's yours? You have like new ones on there, so it's not a problem.
My 7-3 doesn't leak. It's probably one of the few that don't.
You need an axle. Axle.
It just needs a
Yeah, you
rear
need an
axle in it.
axle.
You still
Yeah.
you still need that?
I've got an axle. I just gotta get time to go get it. Or have it delivered, one of the two, because they were supposed to deliver it.
Yeah. Ford's putting in kill. Yes. You know the payments you missed on your truck? If you had a
They're-
kill switch, what if Ford had the ability for it to just drive away and you would never see your truck again?
They're not going to do
Dude,
that. They
it would
talked
be
about it,
so
but they're not going to do it.
hard. It would be so hard to drive the truck remotely. I mean, they would have to do a kill switch and just shut it down. Because if they're gonna drive remotely, dude, they're gonna run into something. You know what I mean?
No, man, it's like how the Teslas drive. It's not like somebody's got a remote control and they're like
It'd have to
driving
go.
someone's
It'd have to
F-450
go
down the road.
so slow. Like mine don't have all the like Ford's got all those sensors like the Blue Cruise and stuff where it can drive. Mine don't have all those. So you'd have to just look out the camera, like the front camera, and
But are
and that
you
thing would
sure
have
this
to go.
doesn't have all
You
those?
get one of these, and then on your
Yeah, like that's
repo
how.
screen, when you're the repo guy, you get one of these, and it logs into the truck, and then you just use this with the camera to drive it home. You know what I'm saying?
Eric, you
If
just
I
missed
if I lock
remote
my
repo work.
doors, if I lock my doors on my vehicle and then open it without
I
unlocking it.
made it. I made it. It's all that
Eh,
matters.
Oh, what up?
You
Oh,
missed
okay.
the whole EMP talk we just had.
For like making stuff not function anymore.
Yeah.
Dude.
Where do I buy this?
I do cars. What if we got a metal box and put over our ECU to protect it?
Aren't
need to do the
ECUs
whole
already in
car.
metal boxes?
I know, but they have little vent holes.
Oh, wait, you think it travels through the air that way?
Well, I don't know. Maybe it hits the wires and it fries the whole
No.
computer anyway.
It's a
You
lot
need
more than just,
sheeting over all the wiring too. Like, what do you need?
it needs a lot more than that. It needs a lot more than that. It's possible. It would
I
be,
need to
it would-
make a beer run.
it would be more it would be more beneficial to figure out how to focus that EMP than it would be to try to shield everything else for it or from
We
it.
can't just put foil over everything.
I mean, you
Tinfoil,
can.
aluminum
I
foil.
mean, you can do that, but I don't know. I mean, just like I mean, it's.
Start wrapping everything in foil.
Have you
Hey.
have you ever tried to pee into the wind?
No.
Yeah.
Don't do that. It doesn't work.
Well, I need to go get a beer. I need to go make a beer run with the way this conversation's going.
DS is the one who brought up the N-word, not me.
Yeah, you
No,
missed
I
it,
didn't
Eric.
even say
DS
the
was
N-word,
using
dude.
the
That is
N-word.
Cody said the N-word. I didn't.
Everything.
You can't say that. Well, actually, you can say that.
Typically, this type of conversation
Cody-
takes place after 6
but
beers.
Cody
I'll
said
take
it.
one. I'll take one.
That's not the N-word he was talking about, Eric.
Oh, damn it!
The other N-word.
You guys set me up for that one.
He's talking about neighbors.
Oh, I
That's
think there's
no
a
one wants to
South
say
Park
it.
about this.
No, but if I lock my truck and then I say like I lock the doors, I go and open that door without the key, the truck starts going beep 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 beep, and then it's letting you know we're about to start honking the horn. Well,
So
after it starts,
don't the newer Fords not let you lock the keys in the car?
I don't know.
If
You would
you
think I
hit
would know, but I know I don't.
if you put the key fob in there and lock the door as you're like opening the door and shutting the truck, it'll unlock the door. You have
Yeah.
to hit it from the keypad on the side, hit the last 2 buttons, and then it'll lock the truck
Yeah.
because it
So
knows you're on the outside.
the detectives, St. Louis County Auto Division, they were telling me that they had a bait truck. This is a couple years ago. It was an F-150. I can't remember what year it was. And they're like, "Hey, how do we get it to stop unlocking itself? Because we're trying to leave the keys in it, and it won't let us leave the keys in it."
How long ago was this?
Like 3 years ago, probably 4 years
Are you
ago.
talking? Are you talking like in the ignition, or are you just talking keyless key fob inside the
Keyless
vehicle?
key fob inside the vehicle.
Man, that thief has got to know something up. The freaking bait car, like the key is in there, it's screaming to take me.
No. So they would lock it and leave the dome. I don't know how they would do it, but they wouldn't like leave it on. Like you would just think it was a truck, like just a parked truck. But I mean, yeah, I guess the seasoned thieves would know, but I don't know. They said it was very successful, and then they even painted it a different color because they got used to it being one color.
You know what that sound like to me? That sound like one of those times where like the Fed catches somebody, but they like planned half of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like with the governor in
Oh
Michigan.
yeah.
That's to
Yeah,
me
yeah.
what it sounds like. Because like, what are the odds that you just sitting there parking F-150s and then you just catch a guy?
Yeah, I mean the
Like,
thing
come
is,
on, nah, bro. Somebody
I
was
told them
leaving it.
I told them not to use that because people assume that those cars are not stealable, that they need to start using Dodge products.
Like there was one guy still in the car, and 6 of his buddies were like, "Feds,
Yeah.
Or Hyundai.
take
Or
the car."
Kias.
Yeah, but
Kia boys.
yeah, I mean the problem is that all those cars get stolen by kids. And then so they catch these kids, they go get released to their parents, and they go back out and do it again.
How are you gonna be in the right place at the right time with the bait car? To
Dude,
just
they do that stuff all the time. They wanted
yeah,
my
I
help
believe
with
that
it, but they
I
wanted me to
believe that
sign
they
a
do
whole
it. I
crap.
just want to know. I just want to know how they do it. That's all I'm saying.
Well, they won't tell you that.
They won't tell you that, but I just want to I just want to know
Like,
if they
I was-
really are
I-
just.
I
I'm
asked
just.
I asked a couple
I'm-
questions to the detective, and I was like, so like how do you like I asked just like some setup questions, and he just looked at me and smiled, and he was like, no. And I was like, oh.
How do you get around the whole entrapment
No.
thing? 'Cause isn't
Yeah,
that
like how do you
entrapment?
you telling me that you got enough time and money to just park bait cars? Nah,
Nah.
you gotta
Well,
you
you got-
gotta
you
do
gotta-
a little
you-
more
you
than that.
You also
You gotta
gotta
basically convince the guy to take the car.
Yeah, the thing is that they're not looking for like they're not like leaving keys in ignitions and they're not leaving keys in ignitions and just waiting for like the people that are just opportunists. They're going after the people that are like, we know how to steal cars. I know that they have a bunch of Mopars now, and they won't tell me what they are, obviously. But
Okay.
they have a bunch of Mopars now, and he said that they had one car that caught 13 felons, 13 already convicted car felons in 24 hours.
Well, it goes back to what we were saying before. This guy gets in the freaking Mopar, he thinks he's pulling off sideways with a Hellcat, and all of a sudden, the car takes over, and it's applying the brakes, and it's not allowing him to escape.
Yeah, that's why cable-driven carbureted cars are the best.
Wouldn't it be best to just steal cars with a tow truck and not have to worry about all that?
No, they did that too.
Okay.
So there was when scrap was like 390 something a ton and cats were high in like 07, 06, 07. People were stealing cars off the side of the road and hauling them in for scrap. And they
Didn't they
raided,
steal the tow trucks to steal the cars?
I don't know what they were literally stealing cars off the side of the roads with tow trucks and hauling them into the scrap yard. And there were several cases where people would go to the scrap yard, they couldn't identify their car anymore because it was shredded. So the scrap yard got in trouble. Everybody got in trouble. There's like
They were shredding like brand newish looking cars. They should get in trouble.
well, no, I mean it was everything. It didn't matter what it was.
So they probably had, because you go to scrap yard, all you need is a title, and they don't really care that much. And how hard is it to
So
fake a title?
the rules are different state to state. Like in the state of Missouri, like I'm licensed as a scrap processor, salvage dealer, whatever. I cannot touch a car without a title under 10 years old, but I can buy a no title car over 10 years old with a Missouri 5423, which is a certificate of destruction. The thing is that form makes me assume the liability of making sure it doesn't have a lien on it, that the person selling me the car is the person's name that's on the title. And I have to do all those checks. I have to call the state on the lien. I have to make sure it's not stolen. I have to verify the title is the most current title. And to be fair with you, I have taken in, I will take in cars that are abandoned at shops and businesses, but I would never touch a vehicle that had no title from an individual because it's just the liability is so high. Like when I get a no title car and I sit on them until I can get a title, I just park them. Because if I do anything with that car, if I dent it, if I sell a part off of it, whatever it is, and it comes back where somebody wants that car back, it puts me in a real bad spot, and it's not worth it. But these scrap yards, a car will come in there and they'll pick up a car, they'll slam the gas tank on this big spike, drain all the gas. They'll take a pickaxe and pop a hole in the pan, drain the oil and the transmission pan, and then they'll send that thing right into the shredder. They just don't care.
Can you do an indemnity bond to get a title?
I have gotten titles on cars I didn't think I'd get. I can get a salvage title pretty easily on stuff that's abandoned, but it has to have no lien on it. If it has a lien, I have to contact the lien holder, get a lien release, and then I can turn that into a rebuilt title. I mean, I have several cars that were abandoned at the tow lot, or they were impounds or tow lot cars that I now have rebuilt titles on, but
How do you get a Missouri 3224?
54.
Is that something you got to apply for?
You just print it off print it off the internet.
Oh,
But the form isn't the problem, is that you have to attach the lien status, the title status. You have to apply everything to it, and it costs money. It's not like the form is free, but to run a VIN through the state costs money. To run a title through the state costs money. And it's just not.
I'd bought a vehicle one time. The title was lost. It was a motorcycle. So I had to take the motorcycle, get an indemnity bond, then go to the License and Theft Bureau so they could physically look at it and write down the VIN number and the engine serial number, run a report on it. Then I had to take that back to the DMV, which allowed me to register it. And then they would try to contact the previous owner of the last person it was titled under and ask them, hey, did you sell this or did you not? And if they did, I would have to give it. I could keep it and they give me a title. If they didn't sell it, I would literally have to give it back to them.
Yep.
So,
yeah,
but the bond allows me to title or to register it.
That's good in your state. We don't have that. We have mechanics liens.
Mhm.
We have that too.
And then you can do an abandonment title. The problem is that if the car was last titled out of state, it's a lot of work for the average person to do. if the car was titled in the same state, it's not nearly as bad. But like I've had cars where it was last registered in California. I had a 83 BMW 320 that was last registered in the 90s before they had electronic copies of their of like they didn't keep electronic like registration. So it took 18 months to get a title on that car. But I got it. It just took so freaking long.
And all the while, Big Brother is watching.
Oh, yeah.
And all the
I mean, I've done some sketchy title stuff, but it's not like sketchy title stuff. It's really victimless stuff, not like actual crime. It's just you know where the loopholes are in the law. I've done enough titles that I just know where all the loopholes are in the state of Missouri. It's not like they know the loopholes are there. I haven't paid sales tax on a car in 3 years, 4 years. So,
Ooh, oh, okay. I see what you're doing.
you know, you buy a car cheap and you sell it and you
You
use
float the title,
well, I don't float titles.
or you write a different.
No,
Amount?
no, I'm playing by the rules that they set forth, my friend. So
okay.
so like this car, I paid like 40 for this car. I sold a $16,000 M3. I sold a bunch of cars. And when you sell cars, you can use the notice of sale to count against the next car that you title. So if you buy a car cheap, like so say I buy I buy a car at the auction and I'm in it $1,200. Well, I have to write that I paid $1,200 for it. So I go pay sales tax on the $1,200, or just use this for example, and then I sell it for $5,000 or $6,000. Well, then I have on the notice of sale it says I sold it for $6,000, and the state of Missouri is assuming that that person is going to pay sales tax on that $6,000. I sell most of my stuff out of state. It's just how it works. So then I get $6,000 worth of tax credit towards the next purchase. So say I use that $6,000 and I title 4 $1,200 cars. The next time I pay no sales tax on it. And then now I have 4 $6,000 cars when I'm done. And then now I have $24,000 worth of tax credit. You see?
this guy just straight fucking mind blown like boy.
Taxation
cool.
is theft.
I mean,
That's good
they made the
stuff.
rules. I'm just using them.
Do you believe in aliens?
What? No. I mean,
That's what we'll say for the after party. DS wants to
Let's
keep
not
going.
start that.
There's no
Have you seen
aliens.
the aliens? All right, everybody. I appreciate you guys all for coming through. Check this out. 23s, 24s. Are you getting them?
Get them. The
Show love.
step is so. I'm telling you right now. Aside from the other problems, the step is so good.
Oh, gee, this guy's stuck on the bed step. Everybody, I hope you have a great day. I'll see you guys later. See ya.